This is how I turned my animation into this by simply adding one effect, motion trail. You can use it to trace fast motion, create a sense of hallucination, or simply make your animation look nice. I'm gonna show you the 3 steps I used to create the motion trail so that you can try too. Let's begin. Before adding the after images, you should ask yourself how many after images do you want so that you can evenly space out the opacity. Here is a list of the opacity you can use for different number of after images. Note the opacity difference between consecutive after images is the same. In case you need more after images, you can also use this formula to calculate the opacity difference. For your reference, I'm using Toonsquid on iPad to create this effect. You may use other application and follow the same process. Now, we can go ahead and add the after images. What I'm doing is to copy the first frame and to paste it to the next few frames. When pasting the after images, make sure to make it at the back of the current image. Then, you can adjust the opacity. I'm adding 4 after images, so my opacity should be 80%, 60, 40, and then 20. It may seem that I'm doing it in reverse. Shouldn't I be copying the previous frames to the current frame? But in fact, this is saving your time. Both ways of copying will work, but now you only have to copy 1 time and can paste it 4 times. If I do it in reverse, it will take up a lot more time to go back and forth. Now, I've pasted the first frame to the 5th frame. We can go ahead to copy the second frame and paste it to the next 4 frames. Note that when there are multiple after images, you should put them in order. After image farther away should have a lower opacity and be put at the back. You just repeat the process for all the other frames. Here's a recap of the process. You may pause the video to see if you've missed anything. When you're copying the last few frames, you may face this situation that you want to add 4 after images, but there are only 3 frames left. In this case, you're still gonna copy and paste the image to the last few frames, lower the opacity, and put the layer in the right order. But if you're doing a loop, you're also gonna go back to the first frame and paste the remaining frames. For my case now, I want to add 4 after images, but there are only 3 frames left. Therefore, I also have to go back to the first frame and paste it. And if I'm copying the last frame, I'll need to go back to the first 4 frames and paste it. You're gonna repeat this for all frames until every frame is pasted 4 times. In other words, every frame has 4 after images. Now, if you play the animation, you'll see a nice looking loop. If your animation is not a loop, you don't have to go back to the first few frames and paste it, but you still have to make sure that every other frames until the last frame is having 4 after images. This is not done yet. You're gonna duplicate the last frame, hide the last after image, do this over and over again until there is no after image. In this way, the after image will disappear one by one until only the last frame is here. You may also need to extend the last frame to make it stay longer. Now, your action will have a motion trail. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I'll be sharing my knowledge and progress in this channel. Subscribe to learn with me.